In this video, let's take a look at turning this, and we're going to strum from the 4th string down with this shape. That's D minor. Into this. Hi, I'm Joe, and I'm so glad you came to this channel. Please do me a favor and subscribe down below, and also ring the bell. We're doing a whole series of videos here, so you'll also be notified when the next one comes out. We've been exploring 2 chords per video, and these are very common chord shapes that you're going to switch between for most songs. We first started with major chords, and then we moved to minor chords. And in this video, we're going to look at D minor and G minor. This video is broken down into 4 parts. In the first part, I'm going to show you the D minor and G minor chord shapes. Then we're going to listen to a musical example that uses those shapes that you can also practice to and use at home. In the third part, I'm going to show you each individual guitar part that I played in that song so you can learn exactly what I'm doing. And in the fourth one, I'm going to give you some practice tips. Let's go ahead and get started on this one. The 2 chord shapes that are going to be used in this song are D minor and G minor. If you saw the D minor before, that was in a previous video, but as a refresher, we start with the open D string, our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and our 1st finger is going to go on the 1st fret of the high E string. And we're going to strum from the 4th string down with this shape. That's D minor. G minor is a great chord to learn because it starts to take us out of the open position up here and moving our hand a little bit up on the neck. What we're going to start with is our 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the D string. Then we're going to use a bar. So remember from a previous video, the A chord that we had, and also when we had our F chord with our barring up here, we're going to use the same similar shape, a bar, where basically we're going to take our 1st finger and flatten it across multiple strings. In this case here, we're going to start on the 3rd fret of the G string, the 3rd fret of the B string, and the 3rd fret of the high E string. So what we want to accomplish here is having our 1st finger barred, laying across a straight line across these 3 strings. Meanwhile, we have our 3rd finger down here on the D string. So this chord sounds like this all together. Let's go ahead and listen to the track now. This song is a lot of fun to play to. It has more of a reggae feel to it. In the other songs, we're playing a lot on downbeats. In reggae, you're going to play more on the upbeat. So what does that mean? Well, you always have a downbeat. You have the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all the numbers that I'm counting are downbeats. But when you play on the upbeat, you're going to play on the end of an 8th note. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It gives more of a jumpy feel to it. And all we're doing for this part is we're using the same exact shapes of the D minor and the G minor chords that you learned earlier, but we're going to play again on the upbeat. So we're going to play like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 that's really the whole thing that you're going to be doing for the first part. The second part utilizes the same exact chord shapes, but we're playing each note individually. So instead of playing a block of chords, we're going to play each note by themselves. And again, it's the same D minor and G minor shape that you learned. And the pattern that I'm going to do is more of a call and response. A call and response to music is you make a statement, then you give it an answer. So in this case here, it goes. And this time I change it up a little bit. So instead of coming back to the B flat note, I'm going to stay on the D. And that's the second time around when I come to that G minor chord. So again, up tempo, this part goes like this. And that's all there is to it. Let's move over to the practice tips. After you have your guitar in tune, make sure you're practicing these new shapes, getting them underneath your fingers really good. The tricky one is the G minor, where you're going to be barring your first finger across those 3 notes, so make sure you're pressing down with equal pressure across all 3 of those strings. And always check your notes, make sure you can play each one individually, clear and smoothly. The next thing to start practicing on this one is playing on the upbeat. So instead of playing on the downbeats that we were in other songs, 1 and 2 and 3, we're going to play on the N part, 1 and 2 and 3. And make sure that you get that really nice bouncy feel happening, but it's also clean and crisp. You want to make sure that you're striking through each chord as one motion. Don't play each individual string individually. You want to make sure it's a nice clean strike through those chords. The next thing is to move on to the call and response part. Make sure that you're playing that and getting familiar with that. Make a call, dun dun dun. Make an answer, bum bum bum. And start experimenting. Remember, you can always download these tracks for free from my website, and there's 2 versions, one with the full band and one with just the bass and the drums. You now can start coming up with your own unique parts. So I encourage you to do that. Download the track, go ahead and start making your own call and response phrases. That's all there is to this video. I hope you like what you saw, and if you found any value in it whatsoever, please do me a favor and subscribe down below, hit the like button, and knock on the bell and you'll be notified when the next video in this series comes out. Until next time, have a great day. So just make sure you're playing those nice and clear and up on the upstroke. And up on the upstroke, of course. And in this video, we're going to look at D minor and G minor. Which I hope that's right. I need to check my notes.